It's Andrew here. I just wanted to give a quick update. About 24 hours ago, I bought this MacBook Neo, and I just wanted to give a brief overview of the hardware, some initial impressions of it, and then also go through, hey, can we make a movie on it? Can we play Minecraft on this? And can we run local AI on this? So check out this video and we'll get into it. So I picked up my little MacBook Neo just yesterday at my local Apple store, paid for it out of my own pocket. And the model that I picked up is the base model, 256 gigabyte model. And I picked it up for the sheer reason of a travel laptop. So I really like the idea of traveling with a nice media consumption device, but this 14-inch MacBook ends up being fairly heavy, kind of thick, and all around I really don't want to smash the screen on it or bust my laptop up that I'm using each day. So that's where this Neo comes into play. We'll start on the outside here, kind of run through my likes and dislikes here after the 24 hours that we have spent together. How does it feel? It feels premium. The case, all aluminum. On the back, we've got 4 little rubberized feet, and then just a small little laser etched logo here with the serial number and model number. There's no fan in these devices, so they're ultra quiet all the time. On the left-hand side, we've got our 2 USB ports, microphone jack, and then our speaker grill for the left speaker. On the right side, only a speaker grill. Feels good in the hand, feels premium built, and it opens one-handed as well. How does the keyboard feel? Keyboard feels fantastic. For a laptop at this price point, you can't beat the keyboard on this device. The trackpad, well, you know, the trackpad feels miles ahead, at least of my own framework laptop trackpad. For a diving board keypad or one where you have to press it to click, it feels really good. You can press it anywhere, it clicks, it's responsive, it's glass, it feels good on your fingertips. If you've used a MacBook Pro or another series of MacBook with the Force Touch trackpad, you'll notice the difference when you use it. It's not a bad difference, it just feels a little bit different. How's the screen? Screen's good, 500 nits, gets plenty bright. Haven't used it outside. I don't know how many people use their laptops outside, but I am not one of those people. Bezels around the screen, they feel a little bit thicker than on this MacBook Pro over here. So let's put them together for a quick comparison. Maybe a little bit fatter, not a whole lot. Overall screen quality is really, really good. No complaints. The one thing that you'll notice is if you're a previous MacBook user of a MacBook Pro with a newer style of screen, is that it doesn't have 20 hertz. These are limited to 60 hertz. And you may notice that in your casual use, but if this is your first MacBook, you're probably not going to notice it at all. So to wrap up the overall physical feel of this device, trackpad feels good, casing feels great, screen quality, really, really well done. Very premium build quality on this device. It feels good in your hand, feels sturdy, and doesn't flex like some laptops when you grab and pick it up by the corner. Feels great in the hand. All right, let's start in the storage here of our little MacBook Neo. And as I mentioned earlier, I went with the 256 gigabyte version 1. And I've removed the pre-installed Apple applications like Numbers and the PowerPoint equivalent. GarageBand, I'm not going to use those types of applications. I've installed Minecraft, Ollama, downloaded a couple of small models, and I've got 178 gigabytes available here in my storage. You can head over to displays and you've got your options here as well. I've elected for more space in my display. You can, however, show all of the resolutions, and the display can go all the way up to 2408 by 1506, which generates an awfully small set of text on your screen. I find the 1637 by 1024 feels the best for me. All in all, how is the speed here from this device? Well, let's launch Google Chrome here. You can see that from a cold start or a cold boot, it's pretty dang quick. And you know, we could go to Newegg. Web browsing is fast and snappy. And all in all, like, this doesn't feel like an iPhone chip. It doesn't feel like you didn't get what you pay for. I used this all last night, putting together different things for SQL through Beekeeper Studio. It was smooth, it was easy, there was no hiccups. I had, again, a Chrome browser open with a multitude of tabs available without any sort of issues or hiccups to go back and forth between tabs. I'm actually recording this screen share or this screen recording here on the Neo, and I have a little lapel microphone wireless plugged into this device, and I hope to also then edit this video through this MacBook Neo as well. So what I wanted to kind of chat through here today was initial impressions. Awesome, fast, snappy, responsive, and then touch on just a couple more pieces here, which are, does it run Minecraft? Like, can I game on this thing? And can I run local AI on this little tiny MacBook Neo that has only 8 gigs of RAM? Well, let's answer the Ollama question first in the local AI piece. So let's launch Ollama. We've got 2 models on hand right now. They're particularly small just because we don't have a lot of RAM in this device, and we'll max it out here pretty quick. So with Ollama launched, you can see our memory usage is in the green here right now. And let's ask Gemma to give us a cookie recipe. If you watch our memory on the bottom left, you'll see it ramps up here. And we increase in CPU usage a hair. But overall, we do okay. You can see our responses are coming out here really quick, and we can send it a follow-up question. I prefer my cookies chewy. So, can you run local AI on here? 100%. Let's check out another model. And in this example, we'll ask for a SQL window function on the Quinn 2.3 code or 1.5 billion parameter model. You can see that we've got an awfully quick response time to load the model into memory and then to start generating text. You can see our memory pressure has increased a little bit here, and we're starting to get into the yellows, but all in all, really, really fast here. So something like this, obviously not a replacement for Claude or anything like that, but if you're in a pinch and you're on an airplane and you need a local LLM to answer some sort of coding question, boom, this thing's gonna be able to run it. Now let's get into gaming. And for those that have followed this channel, like, can we run Minecraft on this thing? Like, does it game? Let's find out. Okay, we're at the Minecraft home screen, pop in a single player, and let's create a new world. And none of this is sped up here. This is all real time while we record. All right, we've landed in our generated world. And this is Minecraft Java, not Bedrock. So this one's a little heavier on the resources. And let's see, 50 frames a second, easy. And keep in mind that this machine is generating these chunks as we run and as we move throughout this world here. So we're maintaining a good 52, dipping into the 40s sometimes. And the settings for this, we're VSync on, and render distance is 12, or I'm sorry, render distance is 16, and the preset is fancy. So I'm pretty sure this is just how Minecraft Java runs out of the gate. We'll pop back in here, we'll do a little bit more running and gunning. 45 frames a second. So is this thing like super blazing fast? Totally not, but can you game at least Minecraft on it? 110% here. Be punching trees all day long on this. And then now let's pop back in. Let's relaunch Google Chrome. We'll see how snappy it is again. There we go. One thing that you'll notice here is some of the animations can be or feel slower. I haven't run into a strict instance of them hitching or being slow, but I think moreover it's just the slower 60 hertz screen that I'm not quite used to yet. I use a 120 hertz screen all day for work. This other MacBook Pro that I use is also 120 hertz, so to be locked at 60 frames on a screen is a little bit slightly different for me, but all in all, this machine is a strong performer. Who would have thought that you'd be able to run some local AI and then also play a quick game of Minecraft here on a $600 laptop? How cool is that? At the end of the day, is this PC worth it? I think so. All right, I'm still on my honeymoon with this MacBook Neo, but all in all, build quality is fantastic, keyboard is great, speakers sound good, display is good, trackpad's just fine, performance of the entire system, overall, really, really well. Who's this device for? Depends on your use case. If all you're doing is consuming content, this is gonna be the right machine for you. If you wanna make the occasional video here in iMovie, absolutely this will work perfect for you. If I were using this every day and gonna daily driver it, splurge, spend the extra $100, get the 512 gigabyte model, you'll be happy. Overall, I think Apple's got a great win here. Great device, good battery life so far, sounds good. I'm really impressed overall with this device and look forward to an update later on for all of you. Thanks for watching.